Trinity, an ideal family is formed. In this sense, the Trinity of my family is an eternally inseparable foundation. My parents, my spouse, and my children are my eternal Trinity and my three-position foundation. In this Trinity, true love will be at the center, and God will dwell in that position. The fall of human being is the failure of the Trinity to become one. Since this family's Trinity is an eternal relationship, it must be restored if something goes wrong or if the relationship goes wrong. You must know that this is an absolute, unchanging structure of the kingdom of heaven. In order to form this Trinity, there must be parents, there must be an object partner, which is your spouse, and there must be children. However, just having this structure of the Trinity is not enough. It's necessary to also restore love internally to form an ideal family. I really appreciate about the two parents talking about, Trinity centering on family. In Adam family broke down, this Trinity system, really. Relationship with God, relationship with their spouse and children completely gone away. My brothers and sisters, this is the eternal Trinity. That's why you cannot survive if you deviate from this Trinity. You cannot survive. You need to have a really incredible relationship with your parents, no matter what, with your spouse, with your children. This is our eternal Trinity. Not just only on earthly world. When you go to spiritual world, based on this Trinity system, my eternal Trinity need to have inseparable relationship, no matter what. With my father and mother, you need to have a really good relationship. No matter what, you need to try to make great unity between husband and wife. And with your children, even though your children does not follow you, don't like you, they go their own way, no matter what, need to bring them back. Why? This is the family eternal Trinity. How important it is. Living divine principle, slavery for 430 years. Look at how many descendants have to pay indemnity for this one ancestor's mistake. In this way, hereditary sin, which is a sin of ancestor, is terrifying. When you think about these things, think about how great the impact of your own mistakes and sin will have on your descendants. Next. Belief in Moses, 600,000 people suffered in the wilderness due to the Israelites' disbelief in Jesus. 6 million people surmounted the steep path of indemnity through the death. Hence, we can understand how difficult it is to atone for sins. Next, are on their descendants. We must know how amazing God's blessing is that we can resolve the sin of our ancestor through the ancestor liberation and blessing ceremony. So what kind of outcome will come out from your descendants? So today's youth ministry, if couples regard each other as absolute, harmony of love will arise. Let's study. Thoughts. In the sense, in order to become an ideal couple and establish a family, you must thoroughly deny yourself and live a life centered on your partner. I must live knowing that discussing with my partner, always making decisions through my partner, and obeying my partner is absolute law and absolute commandment. Therefore, We must know that always asking our partner and then taking action is our own pledge and commandment that we must follow, just like we always follow the family pledge. Whether you are the parents or the child, the husband or the wife, and regardless of your position, you must always ask questions and act as if your partner is your able and God. If the relationship between husband and wife, between Cain and Abel, between parents and children, if we uphold this commandment and treat each other as our own life, we can always live a harmonious life. That's why you need to think your object partner is your absolute being. My father and mother, my absolute being. My spouse is my absolute being. My children are my absolute being. So if you treat your object partner as absolute being, then what? Well, then what to do next action? Completely deny yourself. Discussion, and then you need together, and then need to get permission from your spouse and respect your partner as absolute. If we have that kind of commitment as absolute law and absolute commandment, I am telling you, surely you can create beautiful, harmonious life. True parents. Originally, Eve should first have regarded God as absolute. And secondly, she should have considered her partner Adam as God and regarded him as absolute. The law of the true love is a principle and absolute law that can only be realized vertically through God and horizontally through the partner. In this sense, the law of true love says that one cannot do anything as they please. Next.
If couples regard each other as absolute, harmony.
Her husband as absolute and the husband regards his wife as absolute, what will result of the couple? There will only be harmony of love. This is God's law of creation. When looking with the law of true love, a couple is meant to absolutely live for the sake of each other. A couple that absolutely lives for the sake of their partner cannot assert themselves. If you deviate from this law, no one would be able to exist. The absolute law of true love is premised on not asserting oneself. If the couple is an absolute entity that must exist for the partner, we must completely deny ourselves. Who do I exist for? When I think that I exist because of my husband, I exist because of my wife, I exist because of my children, I exist because of Cain, I exist because of Abel, a pastor exists because of the church members, and church members exist because of the pastor, the value of the one's existence becomes revealed. Therefore, the value of my existence can only be revealed through the other person. Conflicts and fights arise to those who exist for themselves. So, for the couple that asserts themselves, their relationship is hell and suffering. Next.
The realization of true love is fulfilled through relationships. When we look with the
my being only exists through relationships, and it can be never exist apart from relationships. Therefore, it is God's absolute commandment to regard this relationship as absolute. Having a relationship with God, my spouse, my children, my brothers and sisters, and my Cain and Abel's is something that is absolute. I cannot deviate from this relationship for even a moment. Humans are beings that cannot do anything if they deviate from this relationship. The realization of true love can only be fulfilled through these relationships. However, these relationships are not relationships that don't matter if they exist or not. They are absolutely necessary relationships. This relationship, wow, is incredible. That's why anyone relate to you, do not think, no, just, it's just all conflicts between husband and wives and conflicts between parents and children occur because people do things their own way without their partner's consent. If you do what you want and do not agree with your partner and ignoring them, it will only result in hurting and saddening your partner's heart. What is the final purpose of the couple meeting? What's the purpose of the existence of the parents and children? All of this is to realize true love in the end. However, you must know that true love must always be based on your partner. So there's no choice there. Therefore, the conclusion is that, to realize true love, we must regard your partner as absolute, as your life. What kind of a family are you today? As a husband and wife, are you living your life regarding the conjugal relationship as absolute? The couple must take responsibility over each other. The age of love demands this. The greatest prayer and Chung among prayer and Chung is for a husband and wife to regard each other as absolute, as your life. Okay, my brothers and sisters, this is very powerful guidance. Today I talk about if couples regard each other as absolute, harmony of love will arise. Thank you very much.